Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the traveler in Paimon?
Ah oui, on voit des fois lui.
What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Make no. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about...
Ah ouais.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about...
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden... Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono?
Nous, c'est Tataramusa qui nous
No, I can't say that
intéresse.
I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where...
Ok.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're
À
most
bientôt.
welcome. More farewell.
Bye bye.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever, keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon
Oh,
will
elle est
always
gentille,
be there
Paimon.
for you.
On va lui
Hey,
dire merci.
don't mention it. All right, let's head off.
Oh, de PV.
Hey, it's them.
Eh, on montre pas du doigt, c'est mal poli. Son compagnon. Je dirais Paimon, elle a un nom. Hein.
You're
Mais je
still
crois
here?
pas.
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Est-ce qu'on va en apprendre plus?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real
Merde,
progress.
chier.
Huh? Oh, of course.
Moi, je le relis pas, hein. C'est bon, ça va aussi. Ah, et du jaune, c'est ce qu'il a corrigé? C'est ce qui est nouveau?
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Non, c'est bon, toi, c'est un brouillon. Non? Extrait 1. Waouh, extrait 2, extrait 3. Waouh, c'est stylé, hein, mec. Hein. J'avoue, t'es fort, hein.
Well, what do you think?
Hey,
Excellent.
Traveler.
Excellent
Remember how
travail.
last time Akaba was saying...
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Ok.
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so...
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Armanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true.
Ça ne peut... Quoi? Être que
there's
vrai,
no
oui,
ghost
ça, c'est
story
bon.
here.
This
Pas
new
d'histoire de fantôme.
information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society.
Yes, yes, okay, point
Ouais,
taken,
ouais,
you
une
were
histoire de
right.
vengeance.
But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
And they're back at it. These guys are...
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you
rien.
so much.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
On vous tient au courant. Pour un...
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Ouais, on va bien, on va bien.
Where
Ah
to
non, c'est
start?
pas la grande forme.
Paimon hasn't had a moment. The balladeer?
Attends. Elle se souvient pas?
Troubled. Is there something?
Ah ouais, elle se souvient pas de Scaramuccia. Eh, parce qu'avant de partir, il a dit on se souviendra jamais du nom Scaramuccia et je sais plus quoi. Aïe, 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 aïe.
Hey, what's wrong?
Ça doit être chiant ça. D'être face à quelqu'un où tu sais que sa mémoire elle a été effacée. Et tu peux rien faire parce que elle ne croira pas. Cliquez pour continuer. Ah merde. C'était une marionnette. Ah bah, là au moins c'est en texte.
That's quite a
En voilà une
story.
histoire. Bah est-ce qu'elle va nous croire?
So, this puppet known as the balladeer erased himself from Irminsul. But how was he even able to do that? As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall, but nevertheless,
Ah oui.
it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect them. So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well... Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. The traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining... Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's... I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
Ah, est-ce que je me souviens vraiment de lui? Bah ouais, à la base c'est un ennemi, hein. Bien sûr, ou alors il a voulu complètement effacer son existence. Non mais il est pas mort. Je pense qu'il va revenir.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right? Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense. Every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unto that power then
il a failli
enabled
devenir
him to change what was recorded in Irminsul
un
and
truc balèze, quoi.
himself. Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got...
Ouais, après voilà, je trouve... Peut-être qu'il y a des changements qu'on n'a pas encore vus.
I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one.
Oh, le cube.
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he is. What is it? A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take
En fait, elle, c'est un disque dur vert. Un disque dur écologique.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
Non, c'est un
I authored
conte.
this record myself. Huh? You wrote a... When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol... Hold on. So this record survived from... Yes. any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono and other records will have been changed. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul. That's incredible! What a great idea!
Elle a fait une sauvegarde du
And
disque dur.
sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us.
Ok, on peut reconstituer la vie de Scaramucci. Est-ce que c'est bien de faire ça?
There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster, once in a while,
Ok.
the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection
Oh
in
le
the water.
pauvre. Il regarde
I
son
am a
reflet.
monstrosity.
Oh, le
But the
petit chat.
monster soon found solace when another came to
C'est vrai
live
qu'il est
among
quand
the
même
foxes
sacrément
who was
moche.
not their kin. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of rich. Furious at this happy
Whoa.
resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled,
Ouais.
led the fox toward the
Au
fire,
final, c'est le renard
and
gris qui a
murdered
pris.
it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful.
Aïe aïe.
The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames,
Il
and..."
meurt pour tes amis renards.
The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It
C'est une longue
passed
histoire.
away
Hein.
soon
C'est un
after.
récit. Mais c'est mignon le petit chat.
After burying the bird,
Il est triste.
never again would it cherish a single creature,
Ça se trouve, il y en
nor
a
a
un,
single
ok.
blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content.
Je vois ce
I
que
will
tu veux dire.
become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds.
D'accord. Ça, c'était l'histoire du cube.
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer stooped to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and this memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with.
Ah merde, ils vont se prémunir de
Creating a deity
Scaramouche.
was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered. It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke. The balladeer
C'est vrai
agreed
que
to
ouais,
help me
de
look
base,
for
il veut nous tuer tout le
information
temps.
about the descenders, and although before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conry
Ouais,
still
ouais,
don't
la
know
sœur,
how
la
the change
sister.
to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but... It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not
ouais.
everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, The chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wit and that is what you've been doing all along. Yeah, Mahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head? You got
Ok, on va aller se changer les idées tranquillou.
You need to get out of your head for a while.